Oh, hello. Oh, there's a Winston and a James West. Sweet. Tell us about your dog.
Winston is a rescue. He's coming up next month on 1 year of our anniversary of being together. I think he's about 4 now. They said he was about 3.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Right?
That's crazy. And you weren't even sure you wanted a pet.
I wasn't, and some days I'm still not, but for the most part, he's okay. He's good.
Oh, sweet thing. Oh my goodness. So what have you been doing in COVID?
Started out nothing. Just it was like, is this really happening? How long is this going to last? And then it's like, okay, I've got a lot of downtime. Let's do projects. So I've redid a bathroom. I've done some electrical, hung some new lights, just some yard work, yard projects, planted some hostas.
No kidding. So tell us what brought you to St. James to start with, and then to St. James Choir, or if they might not be the two different answers.
They are the same. I was attending Salem Methodist Church in Benton. My mom still goes there. Sang in the choir, was in youth there, and there's some changes going on in the church, music directors, preachers, things changing, and felt like I was outgrowing the church. I needed something a little more, something a little bigger. And so I wasn't actively looking, but I just thought, and I tried a few different churches in town, and just nothing really spoke to me like, oh, I need to make a change, because it wasn't like a dire thing. And it's been about 10 years ago now. Then I had actually my choir director that was at the Salem church asked me about the Arkansas Chamber Singers and if I'd heard of the group. And I said, no, what is it? And I did some research, and because I said that I'd miss singing more classical music, like not church anthems. And she said, well, you need to look into this group. So I looked into it and met with John Irwin, drove to UCA and auditioned for him and got accepted, and been singing ever since with them. Well, all the rehearsals, we rehearsed at St. James. And so when we had our first rehearsal, that was my first time going into St. James. And I immediately was drawn to the sanctuary and just the whole atmosphere.
The name had nothing to do with it.
It was totally coincidental. Well, then, you meet friends, you meet people, and I met the illustrious Bob Stobaugh, and we became friends fairly quickly. And we had a choir party at John Irwin's house. And I just remember us standing out on the patio talking with Bob and Robert Lindley. And it was a good time, and a good time for me to make a move, because they were like, well, come check out St. James. I went to rehearsals for probably several months before I even sang in a Sunday morning worship, because at Salem Church, they rehearse on Sunday nights. So we had church Sunday morning, rehearse Sunday night for the following Sunday. And so my Wednesdays were free. So I was going Sunday and Wednesday to choir rehearsal. And then most Sunday mornings, I was still singing at Salem. Well, then anytime a St. James had an 8:30 where the choir sang, then I would do both. And the first time that happened was Easter. And to this day, it's still my favorite service of the year. Just glorious. And that kind of got me hooked. I was baptized and raised in the Lutheran church in Southern California. Lutherans are much more popular and prevalent out there, and not so much here. When we first moved to Arkansas, we were kind of looking for Lutheran churches and didn't really find one that fit or the right size. And my great-grandfather was a Methodist preacher, so that was kind of naturally the next place we went. And sure enough, found a home in a Methodist church.
So what's your favorite thing about singing or music in general, or being in a choir?
The camaraderie, the making music, the blending, the sound, all that. But in particular, in the church, that truly is what's worship to me. And a hymn or an anthem, some more than others, and just some phrases just jump out at me that say, okay, this is what it's about. And, especially in a hymn, you can just close your eyes and just worship with the congregation and the organ. And that's just what it's about.
Do you have a favorite scripture verse that you can think of right now off the top of your head?
I don't necessarily have one favorite. That's my go-to.
Right. And if you had one day to do anything that you could do, you had unlimited money, unlimited resources, unlimited freedom, what would it be?
Probably travel somewhere. I love to travel, been a lot of places, and there's places I still haven't yet to go. And maybe one of those destination places.
Well, thank you for giving us an insight into who James West is.
My pleasure.
Keep safe. And I also wanted to ask you what your drink of choice is.
Either water or bourbon.
And I feel like the bourbon has a special brand.
It's Makers, and it's only Makers, and it's if you come to my house and I offer you the house whiskey, that's what you're gonna get.
Very nice, very nice. Well, enjoy some Makers.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye.